them all what I'm made up. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
All right, welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into that PSG versus Arsenal Champions League semifinal, the second leg.
That's right. We've got the match report here.
Yep, and the idea is to pull out those key moments, the turning points, and figure out what it all really means beyond just the scoreline.
Exactly. Because a game like this, it's not just isolated incidents, is it? It's about momentum, psychology, seizing the moment, or not.
Definitely. And Arsenal, well, they started really brightly, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, full of energy.
The report mentions a few early chances, Ruiz with a header.
Yep, and then Donnarumma had to step up. Big saves from Martinelli and Ødegaard.
Right, two crucial stops. It really felt like Arsenal were, on top early.
They were dictating things for sure, but those chances, they went begging.
And that sets a theme, doesn't it? Missed opportunities. What's your take on that opening spell?
Well, it's huge psychologically, isn't it? Creating chances, shows intent, yeah, but not scoring. It kind of lets PSG settle.
Takes the pressure off them a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And puts more pressure back on Arsenal later. Plus, you had Kvaratskhelia hitting the woodwork for PSG.
Ah, yes, the post. A little warning sign there.
A reminder that PSG carried a threat, even when they were absorbing pressure.
Okay, so then the deadlock is broken. Fabián Ruiz for PSG.
Mm-hmm. His first goal in the competition, actually.
The report says it was an unstoppable left-footed shot. Came after a set piece, Vitinha's ball, Partey headed it.
Yeah, Partey got his head to it, but it just sort of fell perfectly for Ruiz.
Was that just bad luck for Arsenal, or maybe something more in the setup?
Well, set pieces are always a bit chaotic, but you look at positioning, reactions, maybe the marking could have been tighter. Or maybe just great execution from PSG.
And a clinical finish from Ruiz, no doubt.
Definitely. You don't save those.
Goalkeepers were busy, though. Rai made a good save on Barcola.
Yep, kept Arsenal in touch there.
And then, after halftime, Donnarumma again denying Saka this time.
Absolutely vital. Both keepers earning their wages. You need that in these knockout games.
For sure. But then, the penalty incident.
Ah, yeah. The handball against Louis Skelly.
Called controversial in the report. Off Hakimi's shot, I think.
Looked harsh, yeah. Seemed like one of those where intent is debatable.
But then, Raya saves it. Vitinha steps up, and Raya denies him.
Incredible moment. Suddenly you feel like, okay, maybe Arsenal can turn this around, a proper lifeline.
It really did feel like that. But the hope didn't last long, did it?
No. Almost immediately, Hakimi scores for PSG.
And the report points to indecisive defending from Partey in the build-up.
Oof. That must have been a killer blow.
Going from the high of the penalty save to conceding almost straight away.
That's brutal. That emotional swing can just flatten a team. And Hakimi, he was sharp. Punished the mistake.
You have to give Arsenal credit, though. They didn't just collapse.
No, they didn't. They showed some fight.
Trossard did really well, didn't he? Battled past Marquinhos to set up Saka.
Great strength and determination from Trossard. Found Saka.
Close range, gets the goal. Game on, maybe.
Showed their resilience, yeah. But then, that Saka miss later on.
Yeah, that was tough to watch for Arsenal fans, I bet. Calafiori's cross comes in.
Wide open goal. You'd back Saka to score that 9 times out of 10.
And he puts it wide. That just perfectly highlights the whole story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Squandered chances.
Absolutely. At this level, you just cannot miss chances like that. Those are the moments that decide semifinals.
So PSG go through 3-1 on aggregate. It's their second Champions League final.
They lost to Bayern back in 2020. They joined Reims and Marseille as the only French clubs to reach multiple finals.
And for Arsenal, well, it's a familiar feeling, sadly. 6th European knockout exit after losing the first leg at home.
Yeah, and potentially a 5th season running without winning a major trophy. That pattern is concerning for them.
Makes sense that Donnarumma got man of the match, too, given those early saves especially.
Definitely. He was immense when Arsenal were really pushing, kept PSG steady.
So summing it all up, it feels like PSG's clinical edge and maybe their ability to ride out storms was key.
I think so. Contrast that with Arsenal creating chances but not taking them, plus a couple of crucial defensive errors.
That was the difference, really. Fine margins.
Always is at this stage. It wasn't just about creating, it was about converting.
Right. So here's something for you, the listener, to chew on. How much of winning these huge games comes down purely to executing in those split-second moments, that individual brilliance or mental strength compared to the overall tactics?
And specifically for Arsenal, what's the missing piece? What fundamentally needs to change for them to finally break through this barrier in Europe and avoid this kind of outcome again?
It's a tough puzzle.
It really is. A mix of quality, tactics, and that vital psychological edge under the highest pressure. That's what separates the winners.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.